Have you ever been in this situation where you've made plans about a week ago and now it's a couple hours before, you're lounging on the couch, you're watching your favorite shows, maybe catching up on some shows that you've missed, and you just don't want to get up, get ready, and go? I think that happens to me most times that I make plans. I think it's a great idea in the moment, and then suddenly, day of, I'm like, what's a great excuse to get out of these plans? Because now all I want to do is veg on the couch, do nothing, and be in my comfort zone. I try and think of things like, have I canceled recently on this person? Will it upset them? Is this a very important event? Is it a birthday party? Is there going to be lots of people there? Or is this just a one-on-one hangout? I literally make a pros and cons list directly in my head supporting me staying home. Usually I add more pros than cons. And I'm like, why the heck am I even leaving the house in the first place? But then it comes down to just this one con, is that I'm being lazy in this thought process and I'm only thinking of what's going to benefit me. Because staying in my comfort zone, staying home is what I want to do. But I'm also upsetting other people around me by canceling plans last minute. Like, you have to take into consideration sometimes other people's thoughts, other people's feelings, and other people's emotions. Because if I cancel plans last minute, sure, there's a lot of pros for me staying home. I'm going to be comfortable. I'm in my comfort zone. I'm going to watch the things that I want to watch. I'm going to do the things I want to do, eat the things I want to eat. But then I'm also letting somebody else down. I'm putting my needs in front of theirs. So there's that con of, am I just being lazy? And that's not to say that you cannot put yourself first, because sometimes we do need that mental break. You've worked all week long. Sometimes you've made plans on that Saturday thinking a week ago, I'm going to be okay to do it. And then Saturday rolls around and you just can't. And sometimes that's okay for the small things. But when someone's counting on you and relying on you, regardless of how many pros you have to staying home and doing what it is you want to do, sometimes we have to push ourselves just that little bit further, and we have to get up, get ready, and go. So here are some of my tips for how to overcome that mental barrier and get out of your comfort zone. Because as much as it's okay to be in your comfort zone, sometimes we do need to go out. We are human. We need to socialize. It's a normal thing regardless of the anxiety. So here are some things that you can do to help making this situation a little bit easier for you. Plan in advance. If you've dedicated that you're going to bring an item, if that you're going to make something for your get-together, such as an appetizer, a dessert, whatever the case may be, make it in advance. It doesn't have to be made day of, and that's going to alleviate a lot of stress on that day, because now you don't have to rush around, worry. It's been done, it's good to go, it's packed up, and you're on your way to getting out the door faster. Get things done earlier in the day that you want to get done. So we've already prepped what we said we were going to bring, if that's the case, and now it's day of, it's the morning of. Let's plan for having enough time in the day to get everything done you want. You want to go to the gym? Get it done early. Get it done in advance. You want to do your makeup, have all of these things done and still have time to relax, that can be done. Do your makeup in front of the TV. Get ready while the TV's on. Give yourself time in between tasks. If you want to clean the kitchen, clean the house, get things organized so you're coming home to a nice clean place, do that. Then take a break. Take breaks as needed, because we also need to care for our mental well-being as well. But the whole point of this is to not leave everything till the last minute where you get too overwhelmed and then you can't leave the house at all, because that is going to make you stay home and make those comfort zones seem just that much more appealing. And lastly, one thing that I always do is just eliminate the unknown. So if you don't know what's going on, if you still don't know what time you're supposed to be there, if you don't know who's going to be there, you're feeling uncomfortable, communicate that. Because when we don't know something, it can make things seem just that much more daunting, that much more scarier, and then our anxieties rise, and then again, those comfort zones are just that much more appealing, and we are definitely leaning towards wanting to cancel. So alleviate the unknown and communicate. That communication piece is so key, because sometimes we think people can read our minds, that they should just know that they need to tell us these things, and that's that. But that's not the case. People are not mind readers. I've absolutely fell victim to this, where I thought that they knew exactly what I was talking about, but they didn't. And it ended up, being a huge communication issue when it could have just been a one small little question. And alleviating that unknown is going to make it that much easier for you. And communicate. If you're not feeling the greatest, you can even let them know earlier in the day, hey, I'm just taking some time for me. I might be a little bit late. Just communicate. And those unknowns will seem that less daunting. So do you have any tips or tricks that you use in order to get yourself out the door when you specifically don't want to go somewhere? It can even be if you don't want to go to work. Do you have tips on how to get yourself out the door? I'm always open to trying new things. Obviously, these tips that I'm giving you don't 100% always work. They're just things that I do for myself to help me get through that social anxiety barrier and get through my comfort zones and work through how to be present in my life and be present for those around me. So if you've got any other tips, comment below. Always interested to hear them. And I hope that you found my tips useful and can use them in the future.